Hello, you guys. Today you're going to be learning one of my favorite skills to teach, and I'm so sad I'm not there to teach it to you in person. It is called the order of operations, and it basically just means that in math we have a rule about the order that we have to do our operations when we have really long expressions or equations. So I just thought this would be funny to show you how excited the cats are sitting here right now learning about this skill. As you can see, they're very excited. So let's find out what order of operations is all about. Let's pretend we lived in a terrifying world where order of operations did not exist. And let's just say that Bad Bobby did this number sentence, and he added 4 plus 5 to get 9. He multiplied it by 2, and he got 18. That's great computation. There's nothing wrong with that computation. Now, let's say Sad Sally did the exact same number sentence, but instead she multiplied 5 times 2 first and got 10, and added 4. She would get an answer of 14. The computation was correct, but they did it in a different order, and then they got different answers. Hence the need for this little math rule that we have called the order of operations. Now, you have a little cheat sheet that you can glue into your journal, and that will help remind you of the steps and the order in which these things are executed. The first one is going to be parentheses, which includes anything in brackets. If you happen to have more than one set of parentheses, you would do your inner parentheses and then your outer ones. The next one are your exponents, which is really more of a 6th grade skill, but we'll talk about a little bit in our notes because some of you are ready for it. Now, here's where things get tricky. The next step is multiplication or division. I used to mistakenly think that multiplication always came before division, but that is not the case. This is one step. So how you decide which one goes first is you simply scan your expression from left to right. Whichever one comes first on the left is the one you're going to do first. And the same is true for your addition and subtraction. It is one step. So it is true that subtraction could come before addition if it's on the left. When I'm in class talking to kids about this, I usually try to explain this comparing it to my family. I have an oldest sister named Cindy. She would always get to do everything first. Then my brother, Nick, who some of you know because I think he might be your orthodontist. And then I'm the third kid, multiplication and division. And then finally my poor little sister Cheryl, always the last to go. So there are really only 4 steps. And you have to be pretty careful on these two to make sure that you're going left to right. So let's tackle a few of these problems together and see if it makes more sense. All right, the first thing I'm probably going to do is make myself a little cheat sheet over to the side where I remember how I'm going to do this order. Then I can step through them one at a time. So first I'm going to look for parentheses, and I definitely have some. I'm going to start there. Oh no, I have subtraction and division. Which do I do first? I look at my little handy checklist and I see that, oh, indeed, division comes before subtraction. So I am going to make a little caret. That's just a Salome term, but it's very handy. And I'm going to do that one little step first. 20 divided by 2 gives me 10. Now, my friends, this is where some of you are going to fight me. I want you to rewrite every single thing outside of that caret directly down from where it originally was located. This might seem like a pain to you and unnecessary because some of you are going to want to do this equation in a whole blob. But as we do this simplification one step at a time, we are showing ourselves the order that we tackled it. So if we made a mistake, we could go back just to that one step instead of redoing the whole thing. And we can also see the order because I can tell that I did this part first. If I do it in a big blob, I can't really tell what I did. And when your math gets more complicated, I promise you will thank me for teaching you how to go in a really step-by-step sequential order. So now I'm going to look at my expression. See, oh, I still have parentheses to conquer. So I'm going to draw a caret. 28 minus 10 gives 18. And then I'm going to rewrite. Now I only have one more operation. I've written so large I've almost run out of room. I would write one more caret, and then I would finish off with the final answer. The final answer is 72, and my 72 really should be living underneath that caret. So I've kind of shown you a bad example of blobbing it up by running out of space. So always give yourself lots of space to work, and you will not have this problem. Let's tackle another one of these problems. I'm going to make myself a little cheat sheet over to the side so I can kind of just walk through it step by step. I'm looking for parentheses, and I have some. Inside those parentheses, I have a division symbol, an addition symbol, and a multiplication symbol. Remember how I told you I used to think multiplication always came first? Ooh, that was a mistake. I need to scan left to right. So as I'm scanning left to right, I see that this division is going to get to go first. I draw my caret and then rewrite every single thing that is outside of that caret directly underneath the original. Now I'm going to scan again. I still have parentheses. I have addition and multiplication. I look at my checklist. Multiplication gets to go before addition and subtraction. I draw my caret and I rewrite everything outside of that caret directly underneath. I can't believe I still have parentheses. So I'm going to start there, rewrite, and last but not least, I finally have my final caret for a final answer of 11. Notice in my original problem, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 operations. And as I simplify, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of that simplification process. That is the standard. For every operation you have, you should have a new expression written down. And some of you, I know, are not going to be happy about that. But you will, I promise, thank me for it later. So that's how it goes with order of operations. It's actually quite fun because you really feel satisfied when you work through a problem with order of operations. So I'm going to leave you with these final little reminders. Number 1, use that cheat sheet. And every time you work a problem, you can make a little side note of the steps so that you can kind of follow them along step by step by step. And then the other piece of advice that is more like a mandate, because I'm really going to be on you about this, I want you to be sure that you use carets and rewriting. Our equations are going to start out like little baby equations, but they are going to get more and more and more complicated. And if you are not ready for that, you will feel very crazy from the math. And I do not want you to feel that way. All right, that's it. Good luck.